Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and I'm going to show you an altered paperclip in a Halloween themed. And I've got a few supplies laid out here. The first thing that I want to share with you is I've got a book page. So this just depends upon the book that you have. It could depend upon how big you want to make your altered paperclip. In this case, this book page is approximately 6 inches wide by 9 1/4 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is take this piece of paper and fold it in half from top to bottom, and then I'll fold it in half from left to right. And this is going to be my altered paperclip base, but we need to alter this. So let me get my spray box. My spray box is just an old box that some perfume happened to come in, and it fits inside a drawer that I have in my studio, and it just helps keep things from spraying all over. I've made a stencil. This one is a bunch of spider webs and a few spiders. So what I'm going to do is use some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in Almost Black. And you want to make sure you shake it up because it's going to have mica in the bottom. And if you don't shake it up, it will clog your sprayer. So I'm just going to take this and spritz it a few times. And then I have another piece of paper that I'm just going to use to wipe up or mop up that extra spray that's on top of that stencil. So I'm removing the stencil, and you can kind of see the design underneath. And now I've got some Tattered Angels Simply Sheer Plain Jane. This one is a maple yellow. I'm just going to spritz a couple of spots just to add a little bit of yellow to this, okay? So you can still see the spider webs behind it. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this page. I've got the Scrap Perfect glue here, and I'm going to make a little bead right around the perimeter of this so that when I fold it close, it'll be adhered together, and it'll give it a little bit more strength. So we'll adhere that down. And then I'm going to take a paper clip, and what I found that I like to do is have the little portion of the paper clip to be on the inside, just so I have a little bit more that can attach to my page or a journal card. So I'm just lining it up in the center, and then I'm going to take my glue again. We're going to go right down the middle of the paper clip with the little glue, and right around the paper clip. We're going to go around the edge, then I'm going to make a little zigzags. You want to make sure that you put a generous amount of glue around that paper clip so that these papers will adhere together and your paper clip won't slide out. And then what I like to do is turn mine over and rub on the back side where the paper clip is, and that just kind of pushes those together. I'm going to repeat that on this piece as well. Alright, so there are my altered paperclip bases, and then I have a few images from Calico Collage, and it's from Hallowed Gothic. That's the digital journal kit that I have, and I told my computer to print this element page as a 5x7, and that shrank all these pieces. And then I've got some mats here that I have cut from Cardstock. I've got some distress ink here, so what I'm going to do is go around the edges of all these little bits of paper. On the paperclip base, the altered paperclip base, I'm going to take the black soot and I'm going to go directly to the paper, and I'm just kind of rubbing it at an angle over the edge, and this is going to give that a nice dark edge. Then I'm going to layer these elements using the glue again. Basically, I'm just putting the digital image that was printed on copy paper, I'm backing it or matting it with some cardstock so it's a bit thicker. So when I lay this on top, I thought it was missing something and that it needed a little bit more to it. So here's what I decided to do. I've got just a scrap of paper here, and I have a cheap, I think this is a Dollar Tree permanent marker. So let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So what I do is I take a ruler and I'm going to line it up with the edge barely exposed on my piece that I want to add a black line. So I'm just going to use a permanent marker and run that across there. And then that automatically gives that a black frame. So it almost looks like you've matted another piece, but in actuality, all you did was use a marker. So I'm going to do that to all the pieces on all sides. All right, so let's layer these together and finish up our altered paper clips. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to place this on here and make it into a pocket. So I'm going to adhere it on 3 sides. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right on the edge, like so. And then I'll place this somewhat in the center from top to bottom, but just a slightly amount away from the edge. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, but this time I want the pocket on this side. And then this little journal card, I won't push it all the way in, will go right in here. And this one will go in here. And then I have some little shapes that I cut. I made my own glitter paper. I've got a tutorial on that. And I cut these on my Cricut. And now I'm going to adhere them on here. So what I'm going to do is flip this over. And I've got the no clog writing cap this time on my Scrap Perfect glue, because it has this little bitty nozzle, so I can go in here and just put a very small amount of glue on these legs and the body. And then I'm going to lay this here on the bottom. And I'm going to use my hand just to press it in place and hold it for just a moment, because it's got all those little pieces. I don't want it to lift up on me. So there's the spider. Now let's put this little bat. And there are my finished altered paper clips that I'm using in my Halloween paper bag junk journal. It'll be a mixed media one. And I thought that would be something neat to share with everybody, of ideas of how to add just a little bit more of a journaling space to your junk journals and be able to have some embellishments as well. All right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below. Make sure you check out the description box for links to Calico Collage, Tattered Angels, as well as Scrap Perfect. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. Have an awesome day. Bye.